Hello students, welcome back to Web Technology Lab session. In this video, I will teach you about how to do the exercise 4. So next exercise you will be doing exercise 4. The title is Design a sign in and sign up page with a navigation bar using HTML and CSS techniques. So the objective of this exercise is you have to create a web page with a sign in and sign up form including horizontal navigation bar with the links, and this you can create a web page for any organization or industry as per your choice. You have to use HTML features and CSS features, especially you are going to use external CSS in this exercise, and various CSS features like CSS Positioning, Form Styling and pseudo clauses based on the guidelines given here. Okay. So first guideline says you have to design a single page website with a horizontal navigation bar, and inside you have to create a sign in and sign up forms with the necessary CSS properties. Okay. So first of all you have to create a external CSS file with the extension .css and include it in the HTML program using there is a tag called link tag, and you can refer how to include external CSS file using this link. If you go to this link, you can able to refer how to include the CSS external CSS file. For example, you can see that. So here you can refer how to include external CSS file. So for that you have to use there is a tag called link tag, and you have to use a link tag, and the type of the file we are going to include is style sheet. That's a rel attribute you have to use, then followed by href, where you have to give the name of the CSS file that you are going to create and include. Okay. So in this exercise you are going to create a horizontal navigation bar as well as sign in and sign up forms with the background image. The sample format of the page exercise, this output is given here. This is just a reference only. You can design as per your own choice. The design and all, actually you have to think some innovative design, and you have to design the web page. So for example, the main thing is needed is here you need to create a horizontal navigation bar like this with the menu items, and sign in form and sign up form with the CSS styling for the text boxes as well as labels and buttons and box shadow effect, some effects, CSS decoration you have to make it, and you have to create a attractive sign in forms. And I have given sample designs. This is one design you can refer, and this is another design with a different background color and different text box styling and button is given here. Another one more design is given in the here also. So this is another different background color and navigation bar with the home, some links, hyperlinks, and here also the different styling is applied for text boxes and password box and sign in button and sign up button. So this is what the requirement of this exercise 4 you have to create. So first of all what you have to do is you have to create an external CSS file, and you have to link inside the HTML program. So let's start with by creating a project in Netbeans IDE. So first of all you have to go to the new file menu, create a new project, select HTML5, select HTML5 application. Here give the name of the application you are going to create. For example, exercise 4. Click next, next, and unselect these JavaScript files. Then click finish. Once you click finish, the project is getting created. So you will be getting a project here. So and the index.html is created here. So now you can include the external style sheet. So first of all you have to go to the site root, right click, select new, and select cascading style sheet file, because we are going to use a external style sheet, right? So you have to select CSS cascading style sheet. So for example, give the name of the file as my styles. Okay, so this file contains the all CSS code. Then click finish. So now a file is created with you can see the source. You can remove everything. Okay, so this is a CSS file that you are going to create as an external CSS, and this is a HTML program. So in this HTML program we have to link this CSS file. So not for that, you have to go to the head section, add a link tag. Inside, first the mandatory attribute is href. We have to include the mystyles.css, then followed by you can include rel attribute, which will specify the type of the file that you are linking. That is a style sheet file we are going to link. So when you run this program, the CSS file is automatically included in the HTML program. So you can separate HTML code and CSS styling. Clearly you can separate by using a separate CSS file, right? So this is the first mandatory thing you have to do it for this exercise. So you can refer this link for any clarification. So the next thing is you have to create a horizontal navigation bar. So horizontal navigation bar means it's a set of hyperlinks formatted using a CSS code. It's actually a set of hyperlinks. So how you can create set of hyperlink is you can use, there is a link I have given how to create a navigation bar in CSS. You can refer this website. For example, if you go to this website, you'll get some idea about how to design horizontal navigation bar. Okay, so there are so many topics available. You can read out how to create. So there is a example is given, horizontal navigation bar example. Using, basically we have to use list tag, UL tag. Using UL tag we can create a list of hyperlinks, and we can customize using CSS format. Okay, so I'm going to give one example how to design a horizontal navigation bar. So first we'll go to this HTML program. So first thing is we need to include a list, unordered list. Inside unordered list we need to create set of list item. Every list item specifies a hyperlink. For example, some hyperlink we can include. So this first one is actually, for example, home, or some for example, assume that I'm going to create an application for a product, a company. Okay, so the some links may be a home page. Okay, so like this you can create a list of links. Just copy paste and create as many links you want. For example, I'm going to consider the next link is a products, services, and customers. The last one is contact us. So in most of the website, actually these are the menu available in the horizontal navigation bar. Okay, so basically horizontal navigation bar is a list. It's a unordered list, contains list items which contains the hyperlinks. Okay, so this is how you have to create a horizontal navigation bar. So for this UL tag we have to give a class. So in order to understand that this is a navigation bar, so we can give a class name as nav bar, so that this is a navigation bar. I'm naming it as. Okay, so once I do that, I can write CSS coding for this particular class. So now let's go to the CSS mystyles.css. So coming to mystyles.css, first of all what you have to do is first use, when you run the program, first I'll show you the output here. So it look like this. Okay, then the page look like this, but we have to create a navigation bar like this: home, products, services. In the top navigation, horizontal navigation, all the items should come in the horizontally, but currently we are getting only the vertically. We are getting the list of hyperlinks. Okay, so for that what you have to do is we have to start writing a CSS code. So first of all we have to use the universal selector and make the margin for every web page there is a default margin and padding is applied. So that thing we don't want, we have to remove that. Okay, so for the default margin and padding we have to make it 0 pixel. Okay, so if you make it the default margin and padding 0 pixel, we can remove the space between the border of the web page as well as the element HTML elements, right? And one more thing is actually when we are using a CSS property, there is a one concept called padding. When you use a padding for the div element, it will increase the size of the box. It will increase the size of the div element. So in order to avoid that, we can set box sizing property to border box for all the elements. So this is actually applicable for all the elements since we are using star. So it's a universal selector. Okay, right? So now it look like this. Now when you save it, see that there is no border is there. Okay, the previously the list is coming here right side. Okay, some little bit border is there, right? For example, if I comment this particular code, you can notice that, see, the list is coming right side with the margin and padding. Okay, so when you say when you include this margin 0 pixel and this padding 0 pixel, now look at that, there is no margin, there is no padding is applied. Okay, it's actually coming 0, entirely 0. So now we have to make this horizontal bar as a like this. Okay, so horizontally we have to place. Okay, so how to do that? So first thing is we have to start writing the CSS code for this bar, navigation bar. So select the navigation bar, nav bar. First thing is we have to, it's a list, right? So it look like a list of items, right? So for example, it's not visible, so I'll just show that. I'll comment this CSS code. Now look at that, we are getting a bulletins, right? So we have to remove the bullets first we have to remove the bullets. So how to remove the bullet? There is a property called list style type. So list style type, you have to make it as none. So when you say that none, now the bullets have been removed. Okay, bullets are removed. Okay, and you'll be getting the links like this. Okay, so after that, now we can remove this command and you can see the navigation list of items is coming like this. Okay, got it? So first thing is we have to remove the bullets by using list style type is equal to none. So then followed by we have to go for other few more properties. We have to set the height of the navigation bar. Okay, we have to set height of the navigation bar and width of the navigation bar. So by default width is 100% only. So there is of course it is not 100%. It's better if we can specify the width as 100% and height some height we can give, navigation bar height. Okay, so for example, I'm going to give 50 pixel for the navigation bar. Okay, so height we don't know now, but if you want to see that, we have to give some coloring, background color. For example, I'm going to give the background color as blue color. So when I apply background color blue color, now look at that, height is coming this much. Okay, so 100 pixel is coming, and look at that, this is not in proper place. It's actually still in the horizontally only, but navigation bar look like this. So navigation bar is coming like this, right? So what we have to do, we have to bring this list of items in the horizontally, we have to bring. Okay, we have to bring the list of item horizontally. Okay, so instead of this blue, we can also set dark blue is there. So dark blue little good, more dark. Okay, so now it look like this. Okay, right. So now let's go back to the list item. Okay, list item is now it is horizontally it's coming, vertically it's coming. So we have to make it horizontal. Okay, so for that we have to write CSS code for list item. So now under nav bar we have a list item, right? So to select under nav bar list item dot nav bar li. So we have to use dot nav bar li. So inside dot nav bar li, so in order to bring this items horizontally, there is a property called float. We can use float left. So when you do float left, all the items come horizontally. See, all the list items, the previously it was vertically, so it comes horizontally. Okay, now look at that, right? So we have to specify float is equal to left, then we can specify a width for every list item. Okay, so listen, this is actually very crucial and very important thing. The total width is 100%, and we have how many items we have? We have how 5 menu item is there, right? So we have to give a equal width out of 100%. So 100 divided by 5 items. So each item we have to give 20% width. Okay, so when you give each item 20% width, okay, now look at that, the list items occupies 20% of the whole width. Okay, 20% of the whole width it occupies. Okay, and look at that, the menu items are not visible, so we have to change the color of the menu items, so that we can do it in the list item. Okay, so the next process is we have to apply styling here. Okay, and one more thing, like if you see that everything is left alignment, right? So every item is coming left alignment, it is not coming in the center of the box. Okay, center of the box, right? So we have to set the alignment called text align is equal to center, right? So when you apply text align equal to center, now look at that, it's come, every items list item comes to the center of the particular width, 20% width. Okay, you got it? So if you want to see that 20% width, I'll give one small idea. We can set border for the universal selector. You set 1 pixel border, solid white. Okay, so I'm applying a border for all the elements. So when I apply border for all the elements, look at that now. So this is actually a list item, and this is another list item, this is another list item, this is another list item, this is another list item. Inside we have a hyperlink. Okay, got it? So now this border, just to understand only, just we can remove that, that is not needed, border is not needed. Okay, it comes like this. Okay, so that's all about the list item CSS code. Next we have to write the CSS for the hyperlink A tag. For the hyperlink we have to write CSS code for aligning the properly placing the items. Okay, so first thing is, basically hyperlink is not a block level element. So basic by default the hyperlinks are actually, by default hyperlinks are actually inline elements, so we have to make it as a block level element. Okay, so first thing is, first we have to find the hyperlink. To find the hyperlink, you have to again call navbar. Inside navbar A tag. Okay, inside navbar A tag we can select the particular hyperlink, and we can make all the hyperlinks as a block element. For that you have to use display equal to block. So display is a property by which we can change from inline to block, block to inline. Any element you can change from block as well as inline. And we can also give, I have changed to block, so now it's look like block. Then I can see now the font is not clear, right? So I can change the color. So color is, we can give it as white color we can place. So when you use white color, it's coming like this, see, right? So links are coming like this, and still there is another. Now look at the output format. It's look like this: home, products, service, and contact. Right? There is no underline also. So next thing is we have to remove the underline. So underline is not needed, right? So underline is not needed. So here the underline we need to remove. So how to remove underline? So there is a property called text decoration. Text decoration property we have to use. We have to say none. So text decoration, when you apply none, so underline is removed. Okay. Now look at that. Almost actually completed as per the expected one, but still look at that here. The home and product is coming vertically middle. Here also the service is coming vertically middle. Okay, so in order to bring the text vertically middle, okay, what we have to do is the height of the text we have to adjust as per the list item height. Okay, as per the list height we have to adjust as per the nav bar. The nav bar height is 50 pixel, right? So the height of the text line we have to bring it to 50 pixel. So for 50 pixel or 45 pixel, okay, or 40 pixel, something like that. Okay, so for that you have to use, there is a property called line height. Line height is equal to 49 pixel. If you use 49 pixel, a slight small border you can see in the here. Okay, now look at that, all the text coming to the vertically middle, right? So this is actually, I have zoomed in 100% zoom level. This is the original web page. In 100% it look like this. Okay, and additional properties also we can set. For example, we can set font size. We can, if you want to increase font size, we can increase, for example, 20 pixel we can increase. I have increased the font size 20 pixel. If you want make it as bold, you can change to font, you can change the font weight. Okay, font weight you can change. There are many values you can give. For example, 500 we can give, bold we can give. Okay, so this will give a font weight range from 100 to 900. We can give 100 to 900. Okay, 100 to 900 we can apply. And okay, and also we can apply bold, we can apply bolder, we can apply. Okay, so it depends on your choice. You can include this. Where is the output? Here. Okay, so the navigation is coming like this. See, we can click this. These are links, hyperlinks. Okay, got it. Now when you keep the mouse over this particular item, there is no response, right? It is not responding anything. Okay, so if you want to highlight, for example, you want to make it as, when you keep the mouse over this menu item, you want to highlight. Okay, you want to highlight. For that you have to refer pseudo clauses. Okay, so for that you have to refer pseudo clauses. So last point here you can mention, okay, it is mentioned called pseudo clause, like hover effect. There is a effect called hover effect. Just if you go to this link, you can study about hover effect, how to write hover effect for the hyperlinks. Hover, what you want to change when you keep the mouse over the item. For example, look at that. When I keep the mouse over the particular item, it's coming like this. Okay, so in many website, for example, see, even in the W3 school website, when I keep the mouse over the menu items, so this is a horizontal menu bar. Here when I keep the mouse over the navigation bar, the background is changed. For example, if I take PHP, the background is changed to black color. Okay, slight changes from this normal color. Okay, so like this we can do it by using hover effect. Okay, so hover effect we have to apply for this A. So again dot nav bar, inside nav bar only that A is coming, right? So A element. Okay, then colon. Hover effect is a pseudo clause. How to write? A colon hover curly bracket. How you want to change? For example, I want to change the background color to yellow and the text color to red. Okay, and font size little I want to bold it. Okay, so here I have applied 500 level boldness. Here I am going to apply bold. Okay, right, just I am highlighting. Okay, so when I keep the mouse over the list hyperlink, okay, the background color will be changed to yellow color, and the text color is red color, and font becomes bold. Okay, so now see that when you keep the mouse over this this particular every navigation item, every menu item, if I keep home, the only that particular home list item is changed, the background color is changed to yellow color, text color is changed to red color, and bold text. Okay, whatever CSS effects you are applying inside hover is applied when you keep the mouse over the menu item. Okay, right, so this is about actually how we can include hover effect for the menu item. So now it is responding, right? So user will be getting some user friendly, some satisfaction that it is responding. When I keep the mouse over here, it is tempting the user to click something. Okay, so right, so like this we can apply the hover effect. Okay, so that's all about how to create horizontal navigation bar. That is done. The next part is we are move on to creating this sign in form and sign up form design. Okay, so let's talk about that. The next thing is what we have to do is, after creating horizontal bar, we have to include background image as a banner image. So in this exercise, in the sample page, I have given only background image, only one background image. Okay, I have given only one background image. So but in this exercise you have to include two background image using two div element. Okay, so what is the reason is, we are going to make the horizontal navigation bar as a fixed navigation bar. So in order to demonstrate that, if you could give a two banner image, then we can able to see the fixed positioning. Okay, how to fix the navigation bar fixed. Okay, got it. So in this sample I have given one image, so but you have to do it with the two background images. Okay, so for that what you have to do, you have to use two div elements. Okay, so now the navigation part code is over. So navigation part code is this much. Okay, right, so completed. So next we move on to creating a background banner image, then adding the form, sign up page and sign in page. Okay, so for that, first we have to include two banners. Okay, so first I'll select some image. In my system I'm going to take image. So for this example I'm going to take this image. This is one image, and the next one is this image. These two image I'm going to make it as a banner image by using two div elements. Just I will copy this image. We have to copy the image, go to the project, right click, paste it here. Okay, then come to the HTML code. After this navigation bar, include two div elements, the first div element and second div element. The first one is actually class is banner1, and second one is class. I'm going to give the class name as banner2. Right, so now we can write CSS code for these two div element. So go to the CSS file, select banner1. Inside we have to include the background image. Before including background image, we have to set the height of the div element. So I'm going to set the height of the div element is 500 pixel. Width is by default 100% only. You will be getting 100%. Then we can set the background image using URL, link the image, for example tour1.jpg, then followed by, as you know that we have several properties. Background repeat, you have to make it no repeat. Background position, you can change it to sender, and background size is cover, because it should cover, and so that we can see the image clearly without any scaling and all. Okay, so now you can see that particular image is coming as a banner image. So this is a navigation bar, this is a banner image. Similarly I'm going to add one more banner image. So I'll just copy this code, that is for banner 2. Inside banner 2, just I am replacing this tour1.jpg to tour2.jpg. So where I am going to display this image. Okay, this image I am going to display. Okay, so tour2.jpg. So save the program. Now it look like this. See, look at that. So first I have added one banner image. The next I have included another banner image. Okay, so the page look like this. So I can scroll. When I scroll that, now see that navigation bar is actually moving out of the focus. Okay, navigation bar is actually moving out of the focus. See, when I scroll down, I am not able to see the navigation bar. The navigation bar is hidden. It is hidden. I am not able to see it. Okay, so for that we have to go for a positioning concept. Okay, the next topic is given here. You have to refer this website, CSS Positioning. So what is the guideline? We have to create a horizontal navigation bar, and we have to position the horizontal navigation bar in a fixed position. Okay, let's see what is fixed position. If you go to this CSS position, first of all you should understand, in CSS we have a position property. This position property can take values as a static or relative or fixed or absolute or sticky, right? So here we are going to use, for navigation bar you have to use fixed positioning. For navigation bar you are going to use fixed positioning. How? Let's see how, what is fixed position. Position colon fixed. When you use position colon fixed, an element with fixed is positioned relative to the viewport, which means it always stays in the same place even if the page is scrolled. Okay, it always, the navigation bar will be available in the same place even when you scroll the mouse. For example, in this W3 school website, look at the navigation bar. When I am scrolling, the navigation bar stays in the same position only. It is not changing, right? It is not scrolling. Okay, so that you can do it by using position is equal to fixed. But when you use position property, we have to use other few more property called, when you apply position property, okay, you will be getting other properties like top, left, right and bottom. These four more properties will be applicable if you are using position property. What is the use of this property? Using this property we can position the element in a proper location. Okay, for example, from top how much pixel you want, from left side how much margin you want, from right side how much margin you want, from bottom how much distance you want to place the element. So if you apply position property, these will be added. Okay, if you are not using position property, these properties will not be included. Okay, got it? So for that, what you have to do is, you have to apply position equal to fixed, then you have to adjust these four properties. Okay, so in this example what I want to do is, actually what I have to do is, when I scroll down, okay, I want to see the navigation bar. Now I am not able to see it. Okay, so for that I have to make this particular navigation bar as a position equal to fixed. So go to the navigation bar, set the position property fixed. Okay, so position property fixed. When you set position is equal to fixed, right? Now look at that. It is actually not, when I am scrolling, okay, just I have to add position equal to fixed, that's all. Okay, the navigation is still there in the place, it is not moving. See, even if I am moving the page, okay, even if I am moving the page, the navigation bar is actually still in the place, it is not moving. Okay, so another example is, if you go to our Karunya website, you can see, I'll show you the property position, fixed position. For example, see, look at that. When I am scrolling down, this particular content, this particular bar, this is the navigation bar, right? See, hover effect is working. See, when you keep the mouse over, something is happening, right? That is called hover effect. So the navigation bar is actually still there. Even if I am scrolling the page down, it is not moving. Okay, so this is what fixed position. Okay, and another example is here. The right side you can see apply now, admission open, right? So that is also a position fixed. Okay, this particular content is actually position fixed property. Okay, so like this we have to keep the navigation position is equal to fixed. So the constraint guidelines is over fixed positioning. Okay, so refer this link for learning about the position property. Okay, so the two background image we have included and the positioning is over. So next what you have to do is we have to go for the designing sign in and sign up box with the necessary input form elements. Okay, and we have to position the box using relative and absolute in the page. Okay, relative and absolute in the page. Okay, so now let's see how to design this sign in box and sign up box, and we can see how we can position using relative and absolute properties. Okay, right. So now let's talk about sign in. Okay, first of all I'm going to design sign in page. So sign in page, what I'm going to display is, I'm going to display like this. In this example I have given small example, right? I have a background image. Over the background image I want to create a box. Inside I have to create a form element, right? So the box you can create using a div. Okay, so let's go to the HTML code where I have to place the div inside banner 1. Inside banner 1 sign in I have to place, right? So inside banner 1 what I'm going to do is div. Okay, inside banner 1 I'm going to create a new box. Okay, that is this box is called sign in box. So I'm going to name the class name as sign in. So inside sign in I'm going to create a form. Inside sign in I'm going to create a form. Inside form, first one is we need a heading, which for example this is a sign in form. I want to give a heading. Okay, so we can give a heading sign in, right? Then followed by I want some field. Okay, so for example I want to create a label field, password field like this. Okay, we need a username, password, something like this, right? So how do you do that? For example, look at this. Okay, username, password I want, right? So we have to create using a label tag. So first one is username, followed by the text box input, type is equal to text, and placeholder we can write enter email or username. Okay, so whatever may be, because we can log in using username, email or phone number. Okay, right? So placeholder I have written like this. Okay, the same way I'm going to create a password box. So I'll copy this. So inside label I'm going to change as password. So password means input type is equal to password input type is equal to password. After this we can include a button. So button you can create using a input type is equal to submit button. So we need a submit button, and in the button we have to display login, right? So form design HTML coding is completed. Okay, so if I save that, now coming to this this particular place, now look at that. Now when I am making this navigation bar, listen carefully here, very important thing you need to listen here. Here we have a nav bar, position is equal to fixed, right? So when you apply position is equal to fixed, what happened is the div banner image is actually occupying the entire page, entire space. This navigation bar come out of the normal position and it will be displayed in the top. Okay, so that's why, see, look at that, the form is not visible. See, look at that, form is not visible, banner is also not visible. So what we have to do is we have to set a margin. Okay, or we have to go to the banner image. Listen carefully, you have to go to the banner image and set position property for banner image. So for banner image, what position we have to use is relative positioning. So when you use relative positioning, it will stay in the normal position. Okay, see, look at that, it will be coming like this. Okay, now Now see that navigation bar is not able to see. We are not able to see the navigation bar. Okay. So navigation bar is a fixed position, right? So in fixed position, what happened is the element taken out of the normal flow and it will be fixed in the browser top or wherever it is positioned. Okay. So what you have to do is we have to give some gap here for the navigation bar. Okay. So give positioning equal to relative, and from top, what is the height of the navigation bar? Height of the navigation bar is 50 pixel. So after 50 pixel we can place the banner. Okay. So we can, after 50 pixel we can place the banner, or 51 pixel. Okay. Right. But still it is not moving. Okay. See. Okay. So now see, look at that. It's coming, right? Navigation bar is actually coming, but it's scrolling. Okay. The scrolling effect is actually when I am scrolling, the navigation bar is also scrolling above. Okay. But the banner is actually coming exactly in the place. Okay. So in that case, what we have to do is we have to refer, there is a one concept called set index. Okay. We have to manage set index position in CSS. Okay. So you can go to the set index position, CSS set index position. So set index position will specify how you want to display the element in the front. Okay. In the 3D view. Okay. So you have to imagine the component in a 3D view. Using set index, you can give positive value, you can give a higher value. If you give higher value, that element comes to the front of the viewer. Okay. And the remaining element goes to the back side. Okay. So here what we have to do is, the navigation bar is actually not coming, right? So what you have to do is change the navigation bar set index. Okay. Change the navigation bar set index to 1. By default set index is actually 0. So now I have changed. See, when I place set index 1, or we can give 5 or 2, something, some bigger number you have to give. By default 0, right? So what you have to give, some positive bigger number you have to give. So this navigation bar we can able to visible in the front. Okay. So this banner goes backside. Let the banner goes backside. Okay. So that you have to, that viewport you have to manage using set index. So now coming to the sign in box. So sign in boxes look like this. So this is a default HTML coding. So we have to design as like this, right? We have to design like this. So what we have to do is, let's go to the form and see that form. We have a class called sign in, right? So now I'm going to write CSS code for sign in. Okay. So sign in is actually coming in the banner 1, right? So banner 1, here only sign in is coming, right? So after banner 1 we'll write sign in. Okay. So inside sign in we can give a height first. Okay. We have to give a height. I'm going to give height as some 200 or 280 pixel. 280 pixel. And width I'm going to give, so width I'm going to give 300 pixel. Okay. So when I use 300 pixel width, now little bit coming down, right? Now I'm not able to see the area of a form. So in order to see that, what we can do is we can give background color. Okay. Okay. Before that, so I forgot. Okay. Sign. This is okay. Right. So in order to see the area of a sign in, we can set some background image. So background color. So for example, background color I'm going to set as white color. Okay. So when I use background color white, okay, now you can see the area of a sign in box. See, look at that. This is the area of a sign in box currently available. Okay. So what we can do is, we can, by default it is located in the left upper corner. So we have to change the position. Okay. We have to change the position according to the CSS position property. Okay. So now first we can change the position. We have to bring the sign in box here somewhere. Okay. From this position I want to bring it here. Then we can adjust. Okay. So for that, The banner, look at the banner, make sure that the banner is having a relative position. Okay, then make the sign in box, you have to go to the next position called absolute position. Okay, you have to give absolute position. Okay, so you can refer the position properties here in this page. Position relative means it will change when you give left property. Listen carefully. When you give left property, for example, if you can see the output, when you give left 30 pixel, position is relative, that left 30 pixel, from left side it will, from that original position, from its position it will move to right side 30 pixel. Okay, that is what relative. So relative means it will move from its normal position. See, relative position element move from its normal position to based on the left top value. Okay. But what about absolute position? Absolute position is actually different. Absolute position is actually positioned relative to the nearest positioned ancestor. Ancestor means the parent. Okay, so if the parent is a relative position, if we can make the child element absolute position, so that we can position the child element in any place of the parent. Okay, so in this example the banner is a parent and this form, this sign in form is a child element. So using absolute positioning we can place the child element with respect to the parent area, right, parent position. Okay, so for that we have to use positioning equal absolute. Now I have to bring the sign in box little down. So how to do that? We can use that these properties, right, top, left, right, bottom. Okay, so mention top is equal to 200 or 100 pixel. Okay, let's try 100 pixel, how much it's coming. Top 100 pixel, right? So look at that, it's coming down. Okay, 100 pixel means this 100 pixel is coming down. Now left side I have to move to somewhat. Okay, so left I can adjust with 200 pixel. See, now look at that. The sign in box is actually from top 100 position 100 pixel, from left side another left side 200 pixel. So the sign in box is actually coming in a proper place. Okay, as per our choice. If you want to bring it right, okay, little bit more right or little bit down, you have to adjust this top and left value. When you adjust top and left value, actually you should understand, what you have to understand is this form, the location is taken from this border. Okay, this left side as well as this position, not from this the browser border. From this position only 100 pixel, from this position 200 pixel. Okay, so like this we have positioned the box. Okay, so now we have to align the items. Okay, so little bit width if you want we can give. So it's up to you. Okay, width if you want increase, you can increase the sign in box width. Okay, so for example I'm going to put 320. Okay, so when I use 320 it's coming like this. Okay, now see, inside the form element everything is inline element, all are inline except this heading. H1 is a block level element, label is inline, input element is inline, and button is inline. Okay, so what we have to do is, first thing is we have to make all these component, this label, input box, input button, everything you have to make it block level element. Okay, so first we have to write code for, we have to select label and input and we have to make it as a block level element. So what you have to do, you have to say label comma input, both elements, make it as display equal to block. So when you use display equal to block, we can bring that element exactly like this expected. Vertically you can bring the element. Okay, all the text boxes and labels we can bring it vertically, right? So now see the effect here. See, all the components coming vertically, right? So now if you see that there is no gap between this, the border of the white color box and the content. So that thing you can control by using padding. So you have to you have to see that the entire form is inside the sign in box, right? So you can apply a padding to the sign in box 20 pixel. When you apply padding 20 pixel to the sign in box, see we are getting some gap between here, okay? We are getting some gap, right? So now one by one we have to style. For example, this heading we can bring it to center. Heading we can bring it to center. So heading is h1 tag, right? So h1 tag, select h1 tag, inside sign in h1, inside sign in h1, text align center. And if you want to change the font also you can change, okay? For example, font family equal to some other font, for example monotype. So now the sign in is actually getting in a different font size, and if you want to change the font size also you can change it here, okay? So under sign in box we are changing the h1 tag, okay? The next is after sign in we need one small margin, right? We need small margin. For that you have to go to the box properties, okay? CSS box properties you have to study. Select CSS. There is a box model is there, right? Box model. So if you go to CSS box model, there is a property called margin padding, right? So you have to apply that margin bottom, so 10 pixel. So if I apply margin bottom text 10 pixel, so some gap will be coming here. Then followed by I have to attach margin bottom for every item, okay? So this margin bottom we can apply to this label as well as input also. So now you'll be getting a space after username and after text box after this one, okay? Now we can change the width of the input element as well as width of the buttons also we can change, okay? The width of the button. So how to change the width, okay? So select the label, otherwise we can include the width. So width is actually in terms of percentage you can control that. So for example, I want the 90% of the box width. So it comes like this, see, 90%. Even 100% also we can use. Let's try that. So if I use 100%, it's coming like this, okay? So width of the box. So width I think we can little bit reduce. Width this much is not needed. So 300 pixel is a full width, right? So 300 pixel is this much. In 300 pixel I am taking the 100% width for the text box. 100% width for the text box, okay? And there is small mistake. Enter the password, we have to give placeholder value as some other, for example we'll give like this, okay? Right? Enter your username, enter password, right? So now if you see the text box, okay, if you see the and one more thing, we can change the font size also. We can change the font size. If you change the font size little bigger, you'll be getting little bigger. The H1 the go to label and input font size. We can use 20 pixel, and you can change the color. So color to, you can change blue color, text blue color. So now so you see that text is coming blue color, everything is changed according to this, okay? Right? So you'll be getting like this, username, password, and font weight. You can make it as bold. So other properties we can adjust, okay? It's all about adjustment, right? So if you don't want bold, you can remove that, okay? So if you type something in the inside the text box also, it's actually blue color. See something, if you type blue color, right? And one more thing, inside text box, if I type, see there is no space in the left side and the bottom and the top. So that is called padding, okay? If you want to give some space between the wall of the text box the wall and the text. Okay, wall and the text. If you want to give some space, you have to adjust padding. So padding we have to apply for only for the input element. So I'm going to apply for input element padding. I'm going to apply padding 12 pixel padding. So when I apply 12 pixel padding, it's coming like this. So it's going out of the box, right? So going out of the box, you can remove this, you can reduce the padding, otherwise you can increase the height of the box. So something like this. I think this is needed, right? Okay, so this is enough. And height we can increase 300. Okay, so as per your choice, you can increase the height. Okay, so 300 or 350, whatever height you want, you can increase. So now everything is one single inside the box. See, look at that, box is aligned properly. Okay, so now we are getting a padding. Whatever we are talking about padding, right? If I am typing Arul, now I am getting small gap here, right? And the bottom also I am getting a gap. The top also I am getting gap, right? So like this, we can create a form input text box. You can apply styles. So now it's different. It's look like it's good design. Okay. So now coming to the another thing is, if you see that every text box there is a border, right? So if you don't want this border, you can remove that. If you want, you can keep the border, or you can remove the border also. Similarly, here also you can remove the border. Okay. So here there are two things. One is border, and next one is when you click inside, this text box is getting focus. This text box is getting focus, and when the text box gets focus, you will be getting an outline black color. Black color. Here also when I click inside, the outline becomes black color, dark black border. Okay, so there are two properties there, border and outline. Okay, border and outline. So that you can control. By default, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the border to none. If we want, we can remove the border. If we remove the border inside the, okay, so actually this is applicable for only to the text boxes. Okay, only to the text box only we are going to do it, right? Otherwise you can remove the border. For here also you can remove the border. For the button also you can remove the border. Okay, right. So now I'm going to write some certain properties for only for the text box and password box. Okay, so now here one more thing is, here you need to understand, we are creating a text box and password box and button, everything using input tag. Okay, so if you write something using input tag, it will reflect to button as well. Okay, it will reflect to the button also. But if you want to select only the text box and password box, there is an attribute selector is there. You have to study attribute selector. Input type is equal to text, comma, input type is equal to password. So if you use this selector, this is called attribute selector. Using attribute, we are going to select the element. Which attribute? Type is equal to text. So now this CSS will apply to only to the text box and the password box. Okay, so now I'm going to write the border. I'm going to remove the border for the input text box, border none, as well as outline also none. So if I keep border none and outline none, now look at that, there is no border for the text box. Even we can also type, but of course we can type also. Okay, the placeholder is actually very big, so I'll just remove this, enter the username. Okay, see, there is no border at all. Okay, you can give, for example, in this question there are so many designs are available, right? See, look at this design here. I'm using as bottom border, only bottom border is there. If you want only bottom border, you can apply like this. Okay, you can say that border is border none. You have to make border none. Then I want bottom border. So border bottom 1 pixel solid gray. So now look at that, you'll get bottom border like this. Okay, and this input button we can bring it to down also, we can bring it down. Okay, and height we can reduce to 340. So to bring the input box, okay, this particular button, to bring the input button little bit down, you have to select attribute selector, input type is equal to submit. See the attribute. If you want to write some CSS for only for the submit button, okay, only for the submit button, see that input type is equal to submit. I want to write CSS for input type is equal to submit, so I can write like this, input type is equal to submit. Now margin top we can give 20 pixel, so we'll be getting some gap. Okay, 20 or 30 pixel we can apply. See, look at that, some gap we are getting. Okay, so like this you can create one design. This is one type of design. So this design is actually as per this one. And for example, if you want to give design like this, okay, if you want to design like this, okay, like this is the background color, I have given gray color, right? No border at all. Okay, no border, background color is given. Okay, so for that what you have to do is you have to change this border bottom, remove the border bottom. Instead of this, you can place a background color, some gray color. You can use a gray, light gray, or for example light gray. So when I use light gray, see, background is light gray, so we can type something, some data. Okay, got it? So right, so using this background color property, instead of border we can bring another design kind of thing. So right here you can see this kind of design you can create. Okay, and if you see that here, this text box is the corner of the text box is actually rounded corner, right? Rounded corner. So there are other CSS decorations we can include. You can refer this link here. I have given a link, right? So for example, if you want to work with the border radius, rounded corner. So if you want to create a rounded corner, you have to go to this border -radius properties. Okay, you can create a rounded corner like this. Border -radius property you can use. Okay, you can give us some radius. Okay, for example, I'll give a border radius 10 pixel, or 10 is huge. I'll put it as 8 pixel. Okay, so when I use 8 pixel, see the output here, you'll get rounded corner for the text box. Here you can notice that there is a rounded corner for every text box you will be getting. Okay, and you can type also, right? See, the same rounded border radius you can apply to any block level element. Even for button also you can use. See, for example, I am going to use the border radius for button. Input type is equal to submit button. Input type equals to submit button. The same 8 pixel I am going to apply. Now see the effect. It is, the button is also changed. Okay, but button is not look good, right? Some border is visible. Okay, we are getting one border, right? So in button also we can remove the border. Remove the border. Border colon none. When you remove the border from button, so it look like this. Okay, and background color for this button we can set some background color we can give. For example, background color is dark blue. We can set dark blue. So once I apply background color dark blue, the button comes look like this, right? But the text is not visible. Text is not visible, so we have to change the color of the text to white, contrast. Okay, so now see the button look like this, right? Button look like this, input button. Okay, right? So the border -radius you can apply to text box, forward box, and button also. Not only this, the border, the corner border, you can do it here also. In this white color box also you can apply border. White color box also we can apply the border. So for that, the white color box is actually defined by sign in, right? This is a CSS code, right? Sign in box. I'll show you the once again. See, the white color box is defined using this div element. This div element only that box, okay, represent. So go to the sign in box and apply border radius. You can apply border radius, border hyphen radius equal to 10 pixel. Okay, whatever radius you want for the curve to create it. Okay, so you can apply that. So it creates, see, it creates a rounded corner border for the sign in box. Okay, so this is actually another decorations you can use. The moreover, we can also include a box shadow effect also. So box shadow effect here you can apply. See, here you can see that in this link, if you go to the box shadow effect, so box shadow effect is actually the border, you will be getting a shadow effect. Okay, for example, some example I'll show you. See, this is one of the border shadow effect and border box shadow effect. Right, so we can emphasize the box in the front for the user view. Right, so for that we have to use box shadow for this box. You can apply box shadow in this way. Box shadow, first one is horizontal box shadow 1 pixel, vertical shadow effect 1 pixel you can give, then the shadow the blurriness, okay, the spread or blurriness value, and black. Okay, the color also we can set. Okay, so this is a format. First one is horizontal, how much shadow you want, and the second one is vertical shadow. The next is a blur value, how much the shadow should be visible, what color shadow you want. Okay, for example, I want black color. So now look at the box. See, it is little shadow. You can see the shadow effect over here, right? And the box is little bit emphasized in front of the user. Okay, from the banner image, it's little bit emphasized from the viewport. Okay, and here you can increase this also, right? For example, this you can increase 20 pixel. When you use 20 pixel, little more emphasize, you can see that here you can, right? So, and one more thing here, this you can increase this the horizontal shadow effect as well as vertical shadow effect you can increase, or even you can put it 0 also with only blur effect. So this is only blur effect is actually coming. Okay, and if you could see that it's actually emphasized, that box is actually little emphasized in the front, right? So that kind of thing you can generate using box shadow effect. You can go through this shadow effect using this link. Okay, so almost I have covered. The last one more point is actually focus. Okay, so there is one more pseudo clauses is called in CSS, pseudo clause called focus. Okay, focus is mean, what is mean by focus? First of all, you should understand focus. Focus means in this design, if I click inside text box, the text box is getting focus. The text box is getting focus, right? When I click password box, the password box is getting focus, right? So if I click some inside the text box, if you want to do some changes, for example, you can change the background color, you can put a border line, you can emphasize, right? For that you have to write this focus CSS pseudo clause colon focus, just like hover effect, we have to write focus. Now let's see how to do that. For example, if you go to this sample design, look at that. Here the password box is actually not focused. The username box is focused. The username box where I'm clicking. Okay, so when I'm clicking inside the username box, I want to change the background color. I want to put some border, some glow effect. Okay, so for that, what you have to do is we have to work on focus. So focus means what you have to do, we have to select wherever you want to apply. For example, I want to apply for this input type is equal to text. Okay, so select that and individually apply the pseudo clause focus for text box, comma, input password box also, focus. Now if you write something inside this focus, when you click inside text box, that will be applied. For example, I'll change the background color to white, back to the white. Okay, and border to 1 pixel solid deep blue or a dark blue. I'll put dark blue. Okay, so now border I'll get when I click inside, I'll be getting a border. See, when I click inside, I'm getting a border line. If I'm clicking here, I'm getting a border line for this box. Background is changed. See, you can notice that background color also changed to white color, right? And also we can include outline also. Outline we have set the outline as none, right? By default outline is none. We can also set the outline same way, 1 pixel solid, so you'll get more thickness when you select the inside. See, look at that. When you apply both border as well as the border and outline, you are getting more thickness line, one more line. And the glow effect, you can also bring the glow effect by using box shadow. The glow effect, when you click inside, some glow effect you want, right? So if you want to do that, apply box shadow also inside focus. Box shadow, we can use 0 pixel just glowness, right? 0 pixel 10px blurriness. Okay, which color you want? Dark blue color, because that border line is dark blue, right? So 10 pixel glowness you can add, include the inside the, see, you will be getting box shadow effect inside box, text box. So if you click that inside text box, it's getting the focus. So this will be applied. The CSS effect will be applied when the text box is getting focus. So these rules will be applied. So that's why we are getting the background color is white, the border line is blue color, and with the shadow effect is coming, right? So that's all about shadow effect. And the same way we are in navigation bar, we are making hover effect, right? When you keep the mouse over these items, hover effect is coming, right? Right. So this same effect you can do it in the button also. You can do it in the button also. For example, you can select, go to the button. So this is a submit button, right? You have to select this submit button, colon, hover effect. So if I keep the mouse over the button, I want to change the background color to green. We can change the background color to green, dark green, and text color to white. And if you want the font size to be bold, you can do that, font weight bold. So now see that if I keep the mouse over the login button, okay, I'm able to see the changes. So font bold is not that much good. See, like this. When I keep the mouse over the login button, I'm able to see like this. Any color you can give, red color or any color you can give. And the size of the button, if you want to reduce, you can reduce that size of the button. Width you can reduce, okay. For example, like submit button width, not here. Submit button width, here you can manage. Width, you can give 25% of the whole box. So size, when you reduce size of the button 20% or 40% of the whole the white color box, 40% of whole white color box, but it will come in the left side only. We have to adjust the margin also. We have to adjust the margin. Margin you have to keep auto. When you give margin is equal to auto, the horizontal left side and right side equally you will be getting margin. Equally you will be getting a margin, left side and right side. Okay, got it? So after that you have to write border, margin top you have to place it here after margin auto. So this is if you want to change the size of the button in this way, you can do that. Width you have to specify in terms of percentage. Margin place it auto, so that button comes center position. Okay, left side margin, automatically margin will be applied, right side margin will be applied. So you'll be getting like this, right? There are many things you can do it using CSS. You have to practice, right? So next, so this way we can include hover effect for the button also, okay, right? And whatever changes, whatever decoration you want to make, you have to do it, okay. So almost I have covered what you have to develop, okay, and the font size and all you can try to change it using font icon family. And this page I will leave it to you. You have to design this sign up page also, okay. The sign up page you have to bring it right side of the your page. For example, sign in page is here, right? So you can bring it sign up page here. The right side you can bring it, and using the position property adjust and do the exercise, okay. And one more thing, the sign in you can change the color also for sign in heading. Sign in heading is there here. So color you can change dark blue if you want. So sign in color is changed, and if you want to bold this label, you can select the label alone and apply bold. Only the label. Select the label alone and font icon weight bold. So it's quite bold, but that is not good. You can remove that, okay. So this is a way you can design a form, sign in form. The same way you have to follow the sign up form. So I'll tell you some idea about how to do that. The sign up div you can create separately, okay. So what you have to do is, inside this banner one only we are going to display, right? So inside this banner one you can create another one more div, that is called class sign up, okay. Design the sign up page as per the design, name, email, password, and the buttons, and decorate using CSS code. Position the box properly using like the sign up page. How will you specify? You have to do position absolute, like whatever I have done for sign in, the same way you have to do it for sign up also. I will leave it to you, okay. So you have to use absolute position. Top is 100 you can use, because top is actually 100 pixel, the same only. But only thing is, left instead of 200 you can try for 700 or 800, so that the box will move right side, okay. Okay, after this box that box will be coming. If you change the left to 700, it will come right side, okay. And design and apply some CSS for text boxes and button, and finish the exercise, okay. Right, so that's all about the explanation about the exercise 4, designing a sign in and sign up form with the navigation bar using CSS. Just follow the guidelines and refer these tutorials for any doubts, and you can also contact me for any doubts and clarifications. Sample page is also applied, and only thing is, I have used the only one page, but you should use two banner image, okay. I have used only one image. So but in your example you have to use two banner image and two background image. The output should come like this, okay. So I'll show you the one more output also. I have already designed the same thing, how the sign up page should be like. See, sign up page should like this, okay. It should come like this: sign in form and sign up page. Maybe slightly that particular the top you can bring it down also. You can just adjust it. So this is just like this you have to do it. Even if I scroll also, look at that, the navigation bar is still visible, okay. So like this you have to do it, and see the login button, how hover effect, everything I have explained clearly. So only thing is, you have to do it yourself. Remaining you can watch this video and you can complete the exercise.